Hey everybody, we're live. We're going to talk about fishing. And hopefully I can see comments if anybody gets on here. But let's just wait for some people to come in and see if we can get a... Hey, I can see a comment. That's just amazing. What's up, Kyle? Hello. See a couple people in here. What is going on? You know, it's great that I can see your comments, and I think I messed with something on my phone and it actually worked, as long as you can hear me. What's up, Christopher? So what's everybody doing tonight? Yes, sir, Trey. It's been good, Josh. What's up? What's up, Jim? Good. I'm glad I can see comments. I'm glad some people are on here. So I just wanted to really see. I went fishing in a power plant the other day, and I got to do two things. One thing I don't do enough of, and one thing I love to do. And I was just kind of wondering what's your favorite way to fish? I bet I can guess Tackle Junkies, it's cranking. I think Trey is probably dragging a jig. Let's see. Good, from Oregon. Man, I want to go to Oregon sometime. I would love to go to Oregon. But, yeah, I was right on Tackle Junkie. So, okay, Jim, what kind of crankbait? Is it square bill? Do you deep crank or whatever? Jerkbait, ExoSwim. Trey, I'm kind of saying, okay, if you had to use one technique all the time, what would your favorite technique, no matter what time of year, no matter what day, what water temp, doesn't matter, what would you rather be doing? Yeah, we got some big whitetails here. Joseph, like spinnerbaits. I love spinnerbaits. Texas rig, shaky head, jig. That's what I thought. I thought you'd be on the jig. Yeah. So Ribs, you think Texas rig is more versatile than a jig? Because I mean, a jig's a pretty good answer because you can keep it in different water depths, and you can drag it, you can swim it. Texas rig, you could do the same. Crankbait, that's one tough one because you're gonna have to, I don't know, most of them are floating, so you're gonna have to fish the top and only as deep as it'll swim. But I think bass forage on bait fish a lot of the year, so I don't know. I can't say. I'm torn, but soft plastic. Yeah, I'd have to go with shaky head just because I started this channel as Mr. Shaky Head because that's all I ever did. That's what I have most of my confidence in. But I love a shaky head, but cranking is starting to become one of my favorites. No, this is one of the camos at Phantom Outdoors. They have Edge and Knockdown. You can go check it out, phantomoutdoors.com, and I have a code that you can punch in for 25% off. If you do find something you like, make sure you put my code in. It's 25 off for Phantom Fan. 4 as the number, Phantom Fan. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. You know what? It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard fishing from the bank because you're always, it's weird. You're standing on the bank and you're throwing as far out as you can, or paralleling or whatever. But then you're in a boat and you're dragging it away, and I think where you're at changes your mentality of where you think the fish should be. Swimming jigs, I think they're very, very good to use at certain times of the year, but I haven't gotten real good at them. But mainly I would use them around structure, but it's, I guess it's mostly imitating bluegill when you're swimming a jig. So, but I heard some people really shake the rod a lot when they're the good jig, swim jig fishermen just are vibrating that rod the whole time they're reeling it in. And I just haven't got into that technique a whole lot. Oh, I got one like. Jim, did you give me a like? You're always asking for likes. Um, I, I've been known to fish way too fast, so I do crank um, quite fast, and I'm trying to slow down. But if those fish aren't eating it while I'm burning it, I'm moving to the next fish. That's just how it is. I like fast cranking. I like to cover as much water as I can and get in front of as many fish as I can. Yeah, that's the same thing with me, Jim. I don't have, like, on your phone, I can't. You don't have that, so I guess it's only on the computer. But I fish to cover water, so I'm more likely to try to run into 5 aggressive fish more than go slow and just try to force feed them. But I'm a slow. I'm a Yeah. Usually when I'm on the bank, I'm fishing the bank. I mean, I'm paralleling the bank. But usually when I'm in a boat, I'm paralleling the bank too. So long, steep shore, light wind. Yeah, that is good as long as you're not, Christopher. That's pretty good as long as, most of the time, as long as you're not casting and reeling against the current or the wind, because naturally bait is going to flow down with the current or with the wind. So it looks a little more unnatural if you're pulling it against that. So as long as you're drifting and dragging it with the current, with the wind, I mean that's probably one of the best ways to do that with the wind. That's why it's hard for me because I'm always casting. So if I'm letting the wind blow me, I'm typically casting in front, so I'm pulling it away against the wind, and it's a little more unnatural. Yeah, crank it fast. Thank you, Josh. What's going on, Slaunch Hunter? 37, 38. Trey, it was almost 47 at the power plant lake, and they were eating a jig on the end of wood. But then I lost my only jig, so let's go Blues, yeah. Crank it. Avenger chatterbaits. I haven't. I assume you're talking to me. I have not tried them. How would a non-boater keep up with a fast fisherman? It's a good. I mean, that's a good question. You just have to use a bait that you can keep up with them. I typically, if my boater's going fast, I'm either throwing a crankbait or a spinnerbait. But if you're gonna throw something soft plastic or a jig or something like that, you're gonna have to expect to be moving it fast. So it's gonna have to have a heavier weight. You're not gonna be able to throw a lighter bait in that situation. So you're gonna have to step up the weight, and you're gonna have to flip it in, let it hit, reel it in, flip it in, let it hit. So you're gonna target the most productive area. You're not gonna mess around. And so you're just going for the highest percentage area, flipping into there, and then going to the next spot behind them. But typically I'll just mimic a bait that fishes as fast as he does. Got rain forecast tomorrow and hitting some stained ponds. It just depends on the temperature. Cold, dirty waters, the worst water. But if it's a decent around 50 degrees, I would use like a square bill or a spinnerbait. Focus. Work beckons. Oh no. Work. Spinnerbait or chatterbait? I'm always going with the spinnerbait, but like Tackle Junkie likes a chatterbait. What weight shaky head do you use the most? So when I started shaky head fishing, I usually liked to allow the fish to tell me when they were on it, but now I've stepped it up to a quarter because I like to feel the bottom more. And so 1/4 ounce, I go to an 1/8 ounce, and I've thrown a 1/16. I mean, I've thrown really, really light stuff, and it just depends. But yeah. But then I put a big old worm on it too. Sometimes the Mag Finesse, you know, and sometimes the Magnum trick worm, and then the Plasma Tails, and that's pretty much all I fish with. Got a little backwoods bastard. Yeah, I got one right here. I love the look of them. This is, I don't know which one this is, but I've caught more fish on the KVD 1.5, 1.0s, but, and the Bandits. I love Bandit crankbaits. I like the 100s. But I'm starting to get into the 6th Sense. I really like how they look. They look really, really good. So, ooh, 9 thumbs up. So Jim, what are you doing? You working? All around jig trailer. I don't throw jigs a whole lot. I'm trying to get more into it. A lot of times, lately, I just throw a vial crawl on the back of the jig trailer, or the back of a jig, when I throw it. But there's a couple other products. I've thrown chigger craws on them and did pretty decently, and it just depends on how much action you want from the back of the jig. The vial craw seems to be good for me, so. But I did just fish yesterday, and I fished a new jig, and it's at Carl's, and it's called the Trash Master, but it has a screw lock and a different hook on it, and the way it mounts onto there, holy cow. I had probably, I think I had 5 or 6 bites, caught 2 fish, lost 2 fish, and I got go buy more beer. That trailer, that vial crawl did not slide off that thing one time. So I was pretty impressed with the Trash Master jig. That's for sure. Thank you for the $5. Go buy more beer. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy cheaper beer because this was like $14 for 4 of them, but it's 11%. First jig, Bitsy Bugs on sale. Not my best way to fish. Nope, but those will catch them, and especially depending on the color and if you got smallies there, and it's more of a finesse jig, right? We're watching a movie. I'm just going back looking. I do not throw a trailer on a spinnerbait. Puerto Rico. Hello, Alex. Square, I have not thrown that very much. I don't throw a trailer. Boat project is sitting in the garage. I've got a couple projects going on with both of the boats, so and I'm trying to set up a little area for these videos that's going to be a little better studio area. I am going to fish some BFLs probably, but they are not going, I will not be at the first one, and I think I'm going to do something fun for the second one. I think I'm going to allow everybody else to decide what I fish with at my BFL. So I'm gonna give everyone a choice. And it's gonna be either, you know, a shaky head or a crankbait or a jig or whatever. And I am going to allow you guys to pick which one I take, and that's all I'm taking. I'm gonna take one rod, maybe a backup rod, but I'm gonna take one rod and only fish with that one rod and that one bait that you guys pick, and we'll see how it goes. I feel like if I have my bait in the water more than switching it in and out, I'll do better. High pressured water techniques and go. Um, you know, of course, a lot of people downsize, but some people believe in upsizing. I just like to slow down. I like to kind of watch where the other boaters are and see how they're fishing. And, you know, the first couple hours is fine, but once people run through an area, you need to kind of keep an eye on how they're doing it. And those fish might have just moved a little differently because they keep getting pounded on. So I would, my best tip is just to fish a little different than everyone else. Best battery to use with the trolling motor? I don't know. I don't know which. I've used different batteries, and like the Cabela's battery and Walmart batteries, I burn them all up in a year. So I don't know. I have some AGMs now, and they seem to be pretty cool. Trey Harpel has I think he does the real light ones. I forget what those are called, but he seems to like those. So Group 31, yeah. Boat project is needing work. Carolina rigged Pop R. It could, I mean, yeah, it could work. I would never do it unless I had to. But it could work. I mean, pop it. You know what I'm saying? Just pop it along the bottom and you might catch a fish. What else is going on in the fishing world? Did you see any of the professional series this weekend? Jim, why are you? If Jim's still on there, I have a group. It's called Phantom Fishing on BASS, Fantasy Fishing, and if you guys want to join, it's just for fun. So join in there, and it's been going pretty well though. I've been doing pretty good. So there's been 2 tournaments. The Phantom Pro Walters is doing pretty well, and I know, jump on mine, bud. Bassmaster Fantasy Group is doing weak. Bass Fantasy Master Group. Yours is doing bad, or? I think I'm going to try to. So there's a couple lakes. That's bummer, Zach. Come on now. There's a couple lakes nearby with some muskie, and then I'm going to Florida for Easter, so I'm going to try to possibly get a hold of maybe a Jack Crevalle or a big redfish or something like that. And you know, I think the key to fantasy fishing is you got to take one. What do they say? One with your gut. A local, 2 of them that they think you should pick, and somebody from Japan, because and if you get it right, you're gonna do good. We're gonna hit all the lakes. We're gonna hit rivers. We're gonna hit creeks. We're gonna hit wells and sewers. We're gonna hit every body of water that has a fish. I don't care where it is, we're going. We're gonna travel well, we're gonna, whatever we can reach in one day, fish and come back. Yeah, I know, Rick Clunn. I've picked him lots of times and he's never done good when I pick him, but this is also a bait I started liking a lot. Who can name it? Who can name that? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, and I will be down in Florida for Easter. We go down there usually 2 times a year, but we haven't went in a while, so I will be going down to Florida and doing some bass fishing, but also hopefully going out and catching something in the ocean. I love the ocean. It's cool that you can catch a ton of different fish, and that's what I like about saltwater. I guess if Jim ever takes me to Silver Lake, we'll see what happens. Where's Mike Watts? I'm sure he's not doing anything. He's just sitting in what, Mexico or something on the beach. He can pull up a live stream, can't he? Okeechobee. I'd love to go to Okeechobee, but no, I'm going to the Destin area up on the Panhandle. Lake X, which is Lake X. Oh, yeah, nobody wants to go there, dude. I don't think they're going to take your fish at Lake X. But we are going to go to a Lake X that I won't say what it is. And it's supposedly got giants, and hopefully they have water in there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. Probably just because he's scared to go fishing. Rod and reel, there you go. I figure we get somebody on. I live on a little private lake. It's 440 acres, pretty nice. But I do fish Rend, Shelbyville, Ohio River. Where do you go? I don't even know where you go. Who are you? I bought a fly rod 2 years ago, and I haven't used it yet, but I will this year. And I'm going to get Jim into fly fishing also. He's going to use a fly reel. He gets to pick a fly reel or a Barbie pole. 22, man, they were not in Illinois. I can guarantee that. Watts is a slacker, bud. Carlisle, I have never fished Carlisle for bass because everybody talks bad about it. They said this year it should be okay or something. Tackle Junkie's down to go fly fishing. Tackle Junkie's going to catch his first trout and his first smallmouth this year. So then we're going to have to get on there and on his live stream on, what are you doing, a live stream tomorrow, Jim? Paw fishing? Just break the claws out, I guess. Illinois. I did not see anything worth shooting this year. I didn't see any. Anymore, I'm just out there and I'll video or I'll take pictures. I don't know. Try not to get soft or nothing, but I just I don't know. I didn't see any big ones nearby. Yeah, I will for sure go fly fishing, and I'm gonna try to catch some bass. I'm gonna try to catch bluegill, back out each species with fly fishing. No, I don't get the whole, so you're not even supposed to, like, there's a fly reel right here. So you're not supposed to reel it when you catch, hook the fish. You're supposed to use your, I guess I would pull this way. You're supposed to pull the line, control it with the line, I guess, unless it makes a big run, and then I don't know. So I guess that's what I'm gonna try, just controlling it with the line, and then if it makes a big run, because I'm sure if I get a largemouth on it, will probably make nice enough runs or big trout or something. So I guess you can control it with the line unless it makes, and then you reel it. And then I guess because it's a whole different setup. So stripping, okay, yeah. So I can't wait to do a little more often. Now when it comes to like fly rod weights, I think I bought a 4-5 weight, but I think if I go red fishing and stuff, I'd have to step it up to like a 7 maybe. I don't know. I've looked into it a little bit, but I don't know a whole lot about fly fishing. I know that I've got some big ones and some tiny flies, so I don't know really what I'm gonna do. I have a couple trout videos from Taneycomo, but we're using ultralights and we're just fishing, and so that's about it on that. Taneycomo, yep, tomorrow night live. We could go. We could go to Taneycomo, but it's a far drive. I think we'll find. We're gonna. I found out a place we're gonna go. I'll tell you later, and then we're gonna make a video. 7-pounder, nice. Approximate time, where? Time here, time where? Old Ohio. 8 weight, cool. Yep. I don't have our pond. I live on a little pond. It's like 11 acres, and the ice is gone. Of course, I was on caffeine, or it was 47 degrees. So, but that was not at the hot ditch. Oh, Jim usually goes on at 8, right? 8 o'clock. 8 Central. Usually 8 o'clock Central, I think. 7 weight, 30. Yeah, I don't know. I bought mine at Cabela's. I think it was a White River or something like that. Like a 4 or 5 weight. Oh, excellent. Phantom Outdoors is from Berkeley's there too. Yeah, try to get on there. He just likes to make fun of me and make fun of Watts a lot. Yeah, if you, Zach, I'm telling you what, I have had good luck with the 13 or 1.3 Origin. If you want to spend a little more, you can go to the Daiwa Tatula, but the Origin has been good to me. But if you join Carl's Bait and Tackle, you can get a 30-day free membership to try it out, and instead of 99 bucks, it's like 62 bucks. It's a really good deal. Or you can go to Bass Pro right now. They have a sale on the Johnny Morris, which Jim really has talked really good about the Johnny Morris, and it's like half price, 49 bucks. And those are the routes I would go, honestly. Let's see what happened. What happened? I missed something. I missed it. Love 5 weight for smallies. You only use one style line and pound test for everything. What do you choose? I'm just gonna go probably, I would go 12-pound style, 12-pound fluoro. I can adjust the drag and everything to not break myself off, but it's a good weight, especially different clarities of water. And I like fluorocarbon. You know, I've thrown topwater baits with fluorocarbon, and I mean they don't perform as well, but you can get away with it. Yeah, you need to go check them out. I have a link somewhere, but just make sure you get out there and check them out and join up, and you can really save some money on some baits for sure. 8 weight for steelheads. Yeah, I need to get a bigger one for the redfish and that kind of stuff. Cause man, I love saltwater fishing and it is fun. And I think with that fly rod, it would give it enough finesse to really get bites off the fish that are more finicky that I'm not catching on the casting stuff. Like it's just, I'm only catching the really aggressive fish. And once the sun comes up, it's done. So I think the fly rod might really do the trick. Fishing is life, yes. Junior, when did you fish? When did you start fishing? You're fishing right now? 12-pound fluoro. I hate it. On a spinning reel, always just tie fluoro leader to braid. Straight fluoro is a nightmare on a spinning reel. I have fished fluoro on a spinning reel for a very long time. If you take the right steps to prevent line twist, don't ever flip it with your hand. I mean, don't ever flip the bail with your reel. Always flip it with your hand. Try to stop it before it hits the water. Make sure when you're spooling it, you spool it the correct way. Blah, blah, line conditioner, KVD. I mean, there's so many things you got to do, but if you can get it right, you have minimal issues, but you still do have a loop every once in a while that upsets you and unravels, and then you lose a bunch of fluorocarbon. But I have used straight fluoro for a very long time, but I just did that video where Polinick came out on my boat, showed me how to do it. Actually, I gave him the reel, said, show me, and so he tied one on. So hopefully I never break that one off, because I don't know if I'm gonna have to practice that knot. But yeah, I'm gonna try the braid to fluoro. You know, I won that trip, that Berkeley trip a couple years ago, and got to meet Lucas and Avina and Polinick and all them guys. And that was one question I asked them, because I was having troubles getting a good hook sets, and they said go to braid to fluoro. And that because I was trying to adjust my drag, I was trying to get a stiffer rod, I was doing all these things, and I think that is the key, is not to change all those other things, just change the line, and it'll be more sensitive. And so I'm gonna move over. I'm gonna move to the dark side and throw braid on my spinning rod. Duck hunting waders? I didn't see the question, but I saw. Yeah, I use that KVD stuff. J-braid to P-line, technical leader. All right, man. Appreciate you watching. I'm only staying on for a little bit longer, but so yeah, I haven't really found a good braid. I mean, what is your guys' opinions on braid? I don't use braid a whole lot. I will use braid if I'm in some really, really thick stuff, and but mainly for a frog. I don't use it like we have, like Rend Lake, okay? So pretty much if you're fishing, flipping, you're flipping into buckbrush, and it's very, very, very tough bushes. But the problem is braid digs into wood instead of coming through it. And also, one of my boaters one time, he said that I said, why do you go 25-pound fluoro or instead of braid? And he said, because the braid makes too much noise rubbing up and down on the wood, because a lot of times you're yo-yoing it, and so the branch will be here and you're pulling it up, you're letting it slide down, you're pulling it up, letting it slide down. And he said it's so noisy that the fish shy away from it. So I use fluoro a lot on that, but I will use braid with a frog in some muck, and just so you can get them out. Northeast Division, when's your first tournament? Power Pro. Power Pro, Power Pro. A lot of Power Pro, all right. Gotcha. Suffolk's 832. Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah, I got a nice little piece of, or a pair of ceramic scissors and pretty good deal. But maybe I will. I'll have to see. Maybe that's a test I'll do and try to put my camera underwater and see if I can't hear a difference. Was that near? He was up north. That deer was killed up north a little bit. The guy knew about it for a few years. I guess he'd been watching it or something, and he just kept it quiet. And it's hard to believe that that thing was in the wild, and I don't know, like, that's just unbelievable to me, because if I see a 150, I'm pretty excited. And a 300-inch deer, that is insane. I did see a giant my first day bow hunting ever. It was a 180. Now that I know how big they are, it was 180. But a 300-inch deer, geez, that is insane. I wouldn't be able to believe it. I probably wouldn't get a shot off. Let's see, 518 Chesapeake. So what kind of, what style of fishing is that going to be? Chesapeake Bay, or what did you say? Northeast River, New England River. What is the river? Not Nightmare. Yeah. BFL. I'm ready. I mean, I'm ready. I don't know how serious I'm getting this year, because I want to do more like adventure trips, and some of these are. This one is a little lower. Those other ones, the structured ones, a lot of times, most of those are high structure, and some are unstructured. Those are going to be form fitting. These, you look for more of a mid style. There's a couple on there. Clearwater, don't feel the need for braid. Plus, I don't want to waste time adding leaders and more knots. Yeah, I mean, it just depends. So Clearwater, you might be throwing a little longer casts and a little deeper water maybe. And so you probably get better hookups with the braid, but I understand. And that's what it's kept me. I tried it a couple times, and I just was so fed up with breaking off my leader that I just went away from it. I need to get back into it. Alberto knot. Yep. I just put a video. Polinick did a good video showing me how to do that out here. Combo, man, I couldn't even tell you. I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't even be able to tell you a combo under $100. See you, man. Thanks for watching. Potomac River Habitat. I'm not sure what that is, but what'll I assume you're throwing maybe shaky heads and crankbaits, or what are you guys doing there on the Potomac? I'm gonna stay on for a couple more minutes. I appreciate everyone watching. If you do want to check out Phantom Fishing Gear, go on phantomoutdoors.com and put in the code 25 off, the number 4 Phantom Fan, and you'll get 25% off of anything, any order, except for the rain gear. No memory, so you can drive the hook almost. Yeah. Have a good night, Glenn. Thanks for watching. Mostly weed flats. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you might be throwing spinner baits or swim baits. You'll probably be throwing swim baits there, huh? Yeah. Good stuff. Coming out, there's new stuff coming out, and hey, I appreciate you watching. Really do. And thank you. Yeah, the camo is cool. The hats and everything's coming. They just came out with a nice vest. The Stormar rain gear. I just got some bibs today, and those are really nice. All right, thank you, Blue Collar. Yep, I got about a minute more, and I'm gonna head out of here. Chatterbaits and Kitex. Yep. I hope you smash them, dude. Yeah, they're good. I have a few T-shirts, and then the sun shirts too. Man, they're nice. Sweatshirts, everything. But I got a couple of the T-shirts now. It just depends on how you like the fit. I like them a little bigger, so I always go up a size. But they're pretty true to size. So, well, I appreciate you all watching, and thanks for everything. Yeah, good times. I'm gonna try to do one every week, and we'll get more in the zone, get some more people on here, get some better topics, and we'll have some good live streams coming up. Make sure you get on Tackle Junkies tomorrow. He'll be live at 8 o'clock.